CHVRCHES are a Scottish synthpop band who have been around since like 2013. They put out their debut album, The Bones of What We Believe, or What You Believe. Which one was it? You or We? You or We? You tell me in the comments. And then with this album saw a massive amount of success, popularity, growth really quickly in a short period of time. And they had a lot of great singles from this album. Definitely the best part of the album were the singles. We had Recover, great song, The Mother We Share, another great song, and also Gun. These were the kind of songs that made me think this band had a lot of potential. I think a lot of other people did too. And it's a shame the rest of the album didn't quite live up to it. It was pretty standard synth pop, to be honest. And then they dropped their next album in 2015. This really was a letdown, I think, because it made everything that made their debut not really the same, in the sense that the star power, the single power, just obliterated itself. I mean, maybe that's a harsh term, but I mean, I don't know, it's like it was just the same track copied and pasted throughout the whole album, in my opinion. I didn't really see the much variety at all. There didn't really seem to be much in the way of new ideas. It was very much just glitzy, glistening, bright, shiny synth pop, squeaky clean production, played it very safe, didn't really grab me in any particular way. It did really seem like the indie critics loved these guys though. That was essentially where they got their come up from, to be honest. It's kind of funny though, because a lot of indie critics might reject pop music or squeaky clean sounding pop music, but yet, you know, as soon as you slap the word indie on it, it suddenly changes it, and CHVRCHES managed to get a pass, even though honestly they are just as basic as any other synth pop or pop artist out right now, to be honest. And this new album is certainly the most lowest common denominator they've ever gotten. My god, this is just really standard radio filler pop type sounding stuff that I just can't wrap my head around. I mean, sure, I've heard worse music, of course, but I don't know, man. This is like completely unoriginal, and not that originality is the most important thing to look for in music, but like some of these tracks really are just not good. They follow very simple, basic song structures, you know, basic verse, chorus, verse, bridge, you know, chorus type stuff, which isn't a terrible thing, obviously, but I just feel like when you get to the chorus on most of these songs, the impact is so dour. Like, I just get nothing from them. Like, it's like there's no transition to the chorus, or when there is, it's like the most bare bones type of transition you could find. This album to me reminds me a lot of like generic pop punk, but in a synth pop landscape instead. Like, this is essentially, you know, like an All Time Low album if All Time Low actually made synth pop instead. Essentially what they do on a song like Get Out has this really messy sounding production in the verses, and then they just kind of switch it slightly and make things a little bit louder in the chorus and give it this epic type of feel that you would probably get on some sort of like film trailer or something, to just give you that sort of like, impact feelings of hit me, but it really amounts to nothing. Then on the flip side, you have a track like Deliverance, which goes for a cop-out essentially, like with the way it structures itself. I mean, I don't want to say like they've sold out or anything, but that like repetitive beat leading up to the chorus is essentially what every EDM song has been doing over the past 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, however many years it's been going on now. But like, it just feels incredibly generic, and I hate using that word, but it just does. And an incredibly basic chorus of deliverance, like, it just feels like it's filling up space as opposed to actually sounding like a hook that's gonna stick with you, you know what I mean? My Enemy has this very dull, percussion heavy beat going on. It's so hollow, like the way it moves along. And I don't know, it feels like they're trying to go for a ballad here, but it seems like they can't quite craft it with this style of music. Sure, they slowed things down. It just really doesn't give off a very interesting vibe at all. And then you've got Matt Berninger's vocals on this track, which really slow the pace even further down. I don't know, I just think Matt Berninger works in the Nationals music because it seems to just fit with everything else that's going on, the lyrics, the production, everything like that. That's where Matt Berninger's style fits best, but on here I don't think it was the right choice. Tracks like Never Say Die really wash out the vocals. Like there's this part where it just like really screeches through with the synths, and like I just feel like it mixes terribly with Lauren Mayberry's voice. She has a nice voice though, that's the thing. Like I feel like she is a bit of a one-trick pony with the pitches that she uses in a lot of the songs is very much similar to the previous song and then the next song, but as a vocal presence she's good. But like with that track, no, it just doesn't fit or mesh together well at all. I just think a band this far into their career coming out with tracks that I'm explaining here as sounding messy just doesn't make sense. Like their third album in, and it seems as though they've gotten worse. I don't really get that. And then the lyrics, I mean, some of these lyrics, man, I mean, really, really stale. Holy shit, man. Heaven, hell, the whole heaven and hell comparison is done to death. Come on. What is being added in this song that you've not heard before? Never Say Die is another one that I just really don't get. I mean, the chorus just really unfulfilling is the word to describe this song, and much of the album too, but especially this one. I guess it's talking about some kind of argument between her and another person, and then now she's like saying like, oh, didn't you say that at one time? Like it's just boring, honestly. And Forever, is this written by a 13-year-old or something? I will always regret the night I told you I would hate you until forever. I'm gonna hate you until forever. Oh, come on. Oh my lord. Ugh. And the beat on this one as well. It's like synthpop for people that's never heard good synthpop, honestly. It's just such like a cheap beat, like the speed it's going at. Oh, can't really stand this at all. Then we have the track God's Plan later on. God's plan, God's plan. I feel good sometimes, I don't. Hey. Yeah, they decide to include the male vocalist on this track. They did this before, in the past. And this guy, he's just not a good singer. He is like New Order if New Order didn't have a personality. That is the best way to describe this guy. Really monotonous voice. It's just not fitting for this band at all. And yeah, it's cool that they're trying something different. It's not just Lauren on the song, it's someone else, but he's not the one. He ain't the one. And yeah, I feel like the rest of this album suffers from similar things I'm already talking about here. Production wise, pretty weak. Vocally good, I'll give it that. Production weak though. Stale, overdone type ideas in synthpop, overdone by this same band I'm talking about right here, except somehow even worse. I think they are just on a downward spiral with their music at the moment, because I just don't see the appeal that much, really. Yeah, I'm not into it. Overall, a D-. I mean, I think it's pretty clear at this point that there's been some good synthpop over the past few years. That Alex Cameron album had some nice synthpop on it. Wild Nothing's always put out some pretty good albums. They've had some great albums actually in the past. You know, Carly Rae Jepsen has more to offer than this. CHVRCHES, no, I never really saw the hype for this band. I'm not really thinking that this is a very good album at all. So yeah, let me know your thoughts if you like this, and if you think I'm completely wrong, if you think I'm being too harsh, let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you like this review, and have a good day. God's plan. Yeah.